After a devastating storm swept through, the entire village was left in ruins. Trees were uprooted, roofs torn off, rice fields swept away by floodwaters. In just one night of raging wind and rain, a once peaceful place became a desolate, eerie land. But the true fear wasn't in what had been destroyed. It lay in what was to come. Granaries were washed away, vegetables smashed flat. Food ran out quickly. Villagers began digging for wild roots and picking forest leaves just to survive. The cries of hungry children echoed everywhere. The elderly, too weak to move, lay in silence with dim, hopeless eyes. In this darkest hour, the only thing left for the village was a faint hope of a miracle. One gloomy morning, in the muddy field left behind by the storm, Mac, a farmer who lived alone, went out in search of wild vegetables or any fish left behind. But instead of food, he found a small, trembling creature in the mud. It was a duckling, soaked, weak, its eyes looking up at him as if pleading. Mac gently picked it up and brought it home. He named it May, a sign of hope at the end of a dark day. When the villagers found out, they came to convince Mac to cook the duck into porridge and share it with starving children and the elderly. But Mac firmly refused. He believed that even the smallest life deserved to live. Because of that, many blamed him, avoided him. Still, Mac cared for May every day. And then the miracle happened. May recovered quickly, grew strong, and began laying eggs. The moment May laid her first egg, Mac knew hope had returned, not only for himself, but for the entire village on the edge of collapse. From the very first egg, Mac was overjoyed. He carefully boiled it and gave it to a frail neighbor child crying from hunger. The next day, another egg. Then on the third day, May laid two, something that had never happened before. These small eggs gradually became a precious source of nutrition during the time of deep hunger. Mac didn't keep them for himself. He brought the eggs to a bedridden elderly woman to families with children. One egg was split 3 or 4 ways, yet it brought light and life to a village on the brink. Gradually, the villagers changed their views. They no longer blamed Mac, but began to admire him. The little duck once deemed fit only for cooking was now called with respect, May, the savior after the storm. Thanks to May, the village had more time to wait for crops to grow again, more hope to get through the darkest days. May soon became the pride of the entire village. The eggs she laid saved countless lives, from the youngest to the oldest. Simple meals made from those eggs gave the villagers enough strength to endure the harsh days that followed the storm. People began to change. Those who once criticized Mac now thanked him. The suspicious glances turned into ones of deep gratitude. Every morning, hearing May's quack behind Mac's house brought warmth to people's hearts, a reminder that miracles are real and sometimes come in the smallest forms. As the crops slowly recovered and the village entered a new chapter, no one forgot May, the duck that had survived the storm, bringing hope, life, and faith with her. May wasn't just a farm animal. She was a symbol of resilience, kindness, and a quiet miracle in everyday life. The story of May wasn't just about surviving a disaster. It was proof of the power of compassion and belief. In the most desperate time, when everyone only thought about survival, Mac chose to protect a fragile life. That deeply human decision led to something extraordinary. A duckling revived and became a source of life for an entire village. May had no magic, but her eggs saved the hungry, spread hope, and brought people together. This story reminds us, sometimes the greatest impact comes from the simplest choice. And in life's storms, a single act of kindness can light up the darkest place. May, the duck who survived the storm, became a powerful symbol of the village. No one remembered the fragile duck shivering in the mud anymore. They remembered a hero who laid eggs that saved lives. In the midst of destruction, that tiny life brought back warmth, connection, and faith in tomorrow. May reminded everyone that miracles don't always come from something grand. They can be a small creature someone chose to love and protect. Through Mac's compassion, a life once seen as worthless created something truly extraordinary. May's story will be told for generations, a reminder that kindness, no matter how small, can change the world around us. Mac taught us this: you don't need to be big or strong to make a difference. Just a heart that knows when to share.